Relieved. Relieved. Relief. Relieved. Relief. Questions?
Were you more disappointed that you couldn't build on the 15-point lead, or happy with the mental toughness you guys showed in overtime?
Yeah, I'm just not sure if we're good enough right now. To take a 15-point lead and keep it there, or take a 15-point lead and take it to 24. I just don't know if this this current team, we just make too many mistakes. Defensively, we thought at times we were better, but then we obviously we've committed another fouls. Again, we got doubled up at the foul line, which, if you ask, I'll give you my thoughts, but I'm not only going to give my thoughts if you ask. But I just don't think currently right now, I think until we get, hopefully if we're able to get Liam back and healthy, maybe at that point, with the way Solo was playing, and I thought Solo, obviously, his offensive abilities are he's got some special abilities there. His first beginning of the game defense was not very good. I thought it was better in the second half. So I think, maybe when we get Liam back and you get him out there with Solo and AK, and, I thought the centers, were, I thought Samson was just a total warrior today. I thought, Taras gave us, obviously, production. But, I think maybe when we get, we get fully healthy, we may be able to, get a 15-point lead and put someone away. But any win that we get right now is a great win for us until we get Liam back.
Dan, it seems like Haas ends up with the ball in his hands late in shot clocks and a lot.
We just don't have a lot of shot creators, and it's sometimes the ball, sometimes it's by design. Most people, end of shot clock, have the ball in the hands of a guy that can get paint and find people, or put something of high quality on the rim. But for us, with where we're at right now, there's three places we can go with the ball. We could go to Solo, we could go to Alex, and we can go to Hassan. And that play, they did a really good job at the end of regulation of just sitting on the top side of Alex. It was an action to get the ball to Alex off the elbow, pitch it to him, and try and get it at his right hand. Telfort just got physical, like most people do with us when we're trying to move, and Alex just couldn't get the ball and ended up in Haas's hands, and then it didn't go as planned.
Yeah, they shot
from there.
They shot 40% in the first half, which is closer to where you want to be, obviously.
Yeah.
Second half, then it's 50%, 50% no team. Is that something just a matter of you guys not being able to sustain the energy that you had defensively, or just something that they did different?
We make too many, we make too many mistakes. It's like, Taras is Taras is like a pretty good, even though, at times it was a little bit ugly with screen, but Taras is a really good, one-on-one low post defender, but he struggles in ball screen defense either. Sometimes he's not where he should be, sometimes he stays too long, And you got Samson, who's excellent in ball screen defense, but then struggles when he has to play one-on-one in the post. And then guys like Solo and Jalen Stewart, they're sophomore, developing players. There's just not a lot of people at our level of college basketball that are developing young players while you're playing conference wars. So it just God, I don't think we have a lot of guys that are really good on defense right now. That could just consistently be in the right spots. And then sometimes we're in the right spots and then we just lose a one-on-one battle. So it's a combination of things. And, it's right now it feels like it's really, really tough to fix. But we gotta find a way.
Dan, going back to Solo, he only had 5 shots in the second half in overtime. Is that a situation of Butler just playing better defense on him, or would you like to see him more aggressive there?
I mean, listen, we foul. Okay, so you just opened up the door for that for me, so thank you. But we foul. I mean, like Jalen Stewart, those are 2 bad fouls off the dribble. He fouled Telfort in the post in the first half. Those are bad fouls, right? But we get held. I mean, we're a movement team. We move. We have a lot of off the ball movement, and if they're, it's the same story every single game. It's like we definitely foul when, on dribble penetration when we struggle to guard the ball. We make some dumb fouls like, Jay Ross fouling the defensive rebounder there in the critical spot. But we get held the whole game. I mean, we got held the whole game. I don't, and it's I don't think it could get worse for me. I mean, you look at the free throw differential, and I think we got great refs. I mean, Tony's a great ref. Pat's a great ref. Nate's a great ref. But it's like where is the freedom of movement? We're just getting mauled while we're trying to run off screens. We can't move anywhere to get the ball, and it's got to stop happening. And I don't think it's because they don't, if it's because they don't like me, that's a problem, because that's an integrity of the game issue where, you can't come into a game saying I'm not going to call fouls because I don't like this coach's demeanor, so or if it's just they don't, those things, our ability to move off the ball is critical to how we play. And if you're going to call fouls against us when we do foul people clearly, which we do, but we got held and fouled, and it happens every single game. It happens every single game. So early in games, I mean, no one wants to watch a million fouls called, but, when we're moving and cutting and, it affects Solo Ball's ability to get shots if he's not allowed to move and cut, and they're grabbing him around his... And then it kills us at the end of the game when the other team, we're shooting 1-and-1s, or we're not even close to the bonus. So, again, Big East refs, they're great officials, but we got to treat off-ball movement like the way that we're treating people driving the ball or shooting shots at the rim. You have to, because that's how we play. That's a problem, and it's been going on for a lot of games, and I haven't said anything. And it can't get worse in the next one, because I'm saying we've got awesome referees in the Big East. And when I get to these games and I see them walk out there, I'm very comfortable, but for all the success we have had the last couple of years, I don't think there's a program that's won as much as we've won that at times gets as bad a whistle.
Dan, when you point out to the officials...
Is this... What was that in?
When you point out to the officials that 2-time defending champs usually get the benefit of the doubt on some of the things you're talking about, what do they say to you in return?
I don't know. I don't think Jay had to say that. Jay just... I think, it's not even the fact, I don't even know if it's even that too, that. Yeah, I mean, that's a reason why it shouldn't be these huge discrepancies every game. And again, we do, I don't know that you know, that we should be out shooting people at the free throw line on a night-to-night basis. Like, we don't drive the ball to the rim. You know, we're not as sturdy throwing the ball in the post as we've been. So they're, you know, like, they just look at me. You know, sometimes they'll say, you know, hey, listen, and these guys like Tony, you know, these guys are all strong referees. It's just like, you know, somebody, you know, just coming into these games, it's how we play is, it's you know, there's a lot of movement, there's a lot of different screening. We literally couldn't even get catches today because we were just getting grabbed and held before we could even, you know, and it's just, but then any type of contact on a drive or it was a foul. That's.
I think TV got you saying something like, "Don't turn your back on me. I'm the best coach in the country."
Did I say that? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I know we you know, I'm going to sound like an asshole here, so. You know, he just. I want to. I want some level of communication, too, especially when you just, you know, made a. You know, I think what had happened was on that particular play. I think, you know, Alex got fouled by screen on a defensive rebound. He got fouled when he went up for the defensive rebound, and he kind of stumbled backwards. And while he was stumbling backwards, he got held. You know, they ended up being a jump ball. So now we lost the possession arrow, which now that possession arrow, you know, that's an issue when you get to late game or like we saw in overtime where now we had to guard with 0.7. So the TV likes me, camera. I bet you I'm going to have the GAs. I'll release it to the media too. What was the game on today? It was on FS1. I just, you know, I just wish they'd put the camera on the other coach more. You know, obviously, I had a moment with Coach Dad Mata today because he was so far out of the box that I figure I would just go over and have a powwow with him and Pat. You know, but like I just wish they would show these other coaches losing their minds at the officials in other Big East games that I'm coaching, where I look going into a timeout when I'm not talking to officials. I see the other coaches as demonstrative as I am. But, you know, the camera, obviously, you know, I've created this for myself. I'm not no victim. But I just wish that they would not have the camera on me 90% of the time, unless they feel like it's driving ratings, and more assholes on Twitter that could put clips of me from a game and say, yeah, look how big of a monster he is. He's yelling at a ref again. What a monster.
All right.
Anything else? Yes, Don. Oh, follow up. Yeah.
Yeah, despite all of the things that we're talking about, you know,
Yeah.
you are 6-2 in Big East.
Yeah.
A couple of free throws, you could be 7-1, if Neely's not hurt. Could be on a 13, 14-game winning streak, right?
Yes, sir.
So, I mean, I know you obviously sound down, but in a sense, you've kind of dodged some bullets and maybe, you know,
Yeah, we're spoiled, you know. I'm spoiled, the staff's spoiled, the fans are spoiled, you know. Just we're all spoiled with just the level of ball we've played here the last couple of years. And now we're just, you know, a really good team that's missing, you know, one of the best players in the league, you know, a top 10 draft pick who affects every aspect of how we play. Even with Liam out, we could easily be undefeated in the league. The Villanova game was winnable. The Creighton game was winnable. I mean, we could easily be undefeated in the league, ranked top 5, top 6 in the country, if things broke differently for us at the end of the game. I'm not, I'm not down. I'm more, that was a tiring game. to coach. We even had to coach games like this. We've just dominated and devastated people in these games, and now we're, realizing what it's like to just have a good team or a really good team that has to fight for wins and overcome adversity. And and I do think, again, I think there's a chance that Liam could be back for us soon, and we could get back to playing dominant basketball. I'm not as much down as I'm exhausted, and from what we all just went through, all of us, fans, coaches. Obviously there's some level of frustration with, some of the things I feel like that are happening to us. And I'm not saying that we don't foul. We do foul, but we're getting fouled and it's not getting called, especially when we're trying to cut. So yeah, and yeah, Tom.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.